What's good, people? It's your FPL Thinking Cap Benji, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at what I would go for if I was bench boosting in game week 1. How viable is it as a strategy? Is it something that you should be considering heavily? And how would a bench boost game week 1 team rotate in my current premium structure? Let's find out. Okay, so this is my current bench boost game week 1 team if I was to go for this opportunity in terms of playing the bench boost in game week 1. Now, what are the pros and cons of this strategy? Well, number one, you're getting it out of the way because the bench boost is a chip where you're worrying about your 15 players, every single player in your squad. You're worried about them being fit, them playing minutes, and them having a good fixture. And having that later down the line, having to worry about that when we have 9 teams in Europe, the amount of injuries are probably going to go up this year. I do think that there is a lot of upside just playing it in game week 1, moving it out away. You don't have to worry about it in your mind. I do think there's a lot of upside in that. And this is what I would personally go for if I was bench boosting in game week 1 at the moment. Now, what I would caveat and say is I'm not locked on this strategy. By far, I'm not. Definitely not. But as time goes on, I am starting to warm to the idea a little bit more because I'm just thinking to myself, do I really want to have to worry about my bench later down the line? No, I want to go with a cheap bench because Liverpool and City have some great fixtures post, 13, 14, 15. Newcastle have good fixtures, then Bournemouth have good fixtures, then Man United, you're going to want to invest in them before December, January. So there's a lot of players that you're going to want to get to later down the line, and this is why using a bench boost early, especially in the first week where you can actually pick your 15, has a lot of upside. Now, the downsides is, unfortunately, it could affect how you pick your game week 1 team, because you should, when you look at building your draft for match day 1, what you want to do is you want to build the team that you want to get. You want to look at the rotations going forward, and that's something we're going to do in this video. But you don't want the chip to impact how you're building your team, right? And definitely, if you're going to build a good bench boost game week 1 team, it's going to impact how you build the squad. And that is a little bit of a negative. So anyways, just running you through the draft that I have, I've gone for a 4.5 keeper rotation. Jose Sa and Areola rotates very, very well up until my wildcard window, which is wildcard in 13. So this team I've built is a team that's going to last me until game week 12. So 1 to 12 is basically when I've built this team. And I do like the goalkeeper rotation. It rotates really well up until that point. They're cheap. I'm spending 4 plus 4 plus $1 million. So I'm spending $9 million on my keepers in the strategy, which is not too bad. I don't want to go for a 5.0 and a 4.5. That's just way too much money. 9.5 is way too much money considering how expensive attackers are, because we've had the great inflation in FPL. Wan-Bissaka, Colwill, Williams, O'Brien, Konza. Now, if you look at the defenses that I've investing in, am I doubled up on West Ham's defense? Yes. Is that amazing? No. But they do have some very good fixtures in their opening run. So this is why I have both of them. They have a great game week 1 fixture. And look, people are saying Sunderland have spent really well. These guys got bashed 3-0 by Hearts in preseason, right? So let's just see how they adapt into the league. Right now, I'll be backing West Ham because I think they're the better team, and I would trust them in that setup. Anyways, it's a good fixture. Colwill, Chelsea, obviously Club World Cup champions, not world champions, guys, Club World Cup champions, but they had a good finish to the season, and I do think their defensive fixtures are pretty good. Palace, West Ham, Fulham, there's some good fixtures, 9 in and around 9, 10, 11. So there's definitely potential for the Chelsea defense to do very well, and that's why I've gone with Colwill over Cucurella. Save me the $1 million. Colwill actually started more games than Cucurella last season in the league, so I think Colwill is a great pick. Williams, Nico Williams, he's by far my favorite Nottingham Forest pick. I know the center backs are better for defensive contributions, but he is decent for defensive contributions as a fullback, and he has the attacking upside as well. Sorry, guys. But yeah, this is why I like Nico Williams a lot. And then I've got O'Brien on the bench and Konza. Look, Konza's not my favorite pick. And the reason he's not my favorite pick is because he's not really that attacking. He's not amazing for the new defensive contribution points. The good thing about Konza, he's a reliable pick. His minutes are great. And Villa have some very good early on fixtures. So he's just there for the 6-pointer, potentially an 8-pointer if he gets a bit of bonus. And he is good in the bonus system because he wins a lot of fouls. So those are kind of the reasons why I've gone for Wan-Bissaka, Konza rotation, Cole will kind of perma-play, Williams, a lot of great fixtures in the opening patch, good Game Week 1 fixture, and I've gone for O'Brien as well, who will be playing right back. He's huge, he's 6 foot plus, he's a monster. He plays right back, so he does actually have a little bit more attacking upside than the likes of a Mikalenko. Not as so much in terms of Tarkowski and Branthwaite. Those guys actually do get GA in a season, but they're also 5.5. Tarkowski's not actually fit. So if you're asking yourself who's going to be starting center back with Branthwaite, it's going to be O'Brien. That's what we learned last season. And if he's playing center back, that means he's going to be getting access to the defensive contributions that the likes of Tarkowski and Branthwaite were hitting last season. So these are the defenders I've gone for into the midfield. I've got Rodgers, Palmer, double Everton midfield. So I am tripled up on Everton within DA and Dwight McNeil. And I've got Elliot Anderson, who is really the key piece to this strategy in the team. Now, Elliot Anderson, let me just talk to you guys about this guy. 8 GA, I think it was last season. And that is from a number 8/number 6 position, a little bit deep. 8 GA is really solid. And the good thing about Anderson is he was second to only Moises Caicedo for defensive contribution points. This guy is a defensive contribution monster. Not only that, Anthony Elanga has exited the building, which means that he will be likely taking the majority of Nottingham Forest's set pieces. And that is really, really, really attractive to me because Forest have had quite a good season from set pieces, scoring set pieces last season. Milenkovic got a lot. Their corners were good. Their free kicks were good. So if he's picking up a lot of those, Forest, I expected them to score quite a few goals from set pieces. He's also a good penalty taker as well. So yeah, I don't think he'll take pens, but he's certainly in the pecking order, probably behind Gibbs White in third. So this guy is just a great pick at 5.5, and that's why I've gone for him. Great initial fixtures. Brentford, Palace, I think it's West Ham, Arsenal's not great, then it's Burnley and Sunderland in 5 and 6. So yeah, it's a great run for Elliot Anderson. And then up front, I've got Ollie Watkins, who is part of my captaincy matrix. Haaland, who does have the armband in Game Week 1, Wolves away. He's never blanked on the opening day, 3 returns in his 3 Premier League seasons in Game Week 1. And I've got Dom Solanke with Burnley at home. And I really like that front three. It is a 3-4-3 structure. There's a lot of money into the strikers, but I do think the strikers can just do really well, to be honest. Like, I really like their opening fixtures. I think all 3 of them are good talismanic assets, and I'm expecting Watkins and Solanke to be on penalties for their respective clubs this season. I've doubled up on Villa with Rodgers as well here. You boys already know, if you've seen any of my draft videos, my shorts this season, you'll know I'm really, really hot on Aston Villa's attack. And I've obviously got Cole Palmer, who just has great initial fixtures. Let's have a look at how this team rotates up until Game Week 12. All right, so the site that you see up in front of you is fpl.team. It's a free planning site. All of you guys can check it out. I've left the link in the video description. It's one of the best sites for planning your FPL team, seeing where the flaws in your strategy is. And I'm going to run you through what this bench boost team would look like, how it rotates, and the potential transfer plans, chip plans for this team going forward. So first off the bat, you just need to know that I would be looking at a wildcard 13 with this team. Here is the team in Game Week 1 with the bench boost. We're getting 71 expected points, but don't really care too much about the expected points. That's not really what matters here. Just look at the fixtures on screen. So if we roll to Game Week 2, this is where I wouldn't be using a free transfer here. I'd be rolling this. Yes, the defensive fixtures look a little bit worse. Obviously, Areola, Chelsea, Colwill, Konza, O'Brien, McNeil, and DA, Rodgers, Palmer, Solanke, Watkins, Haaland. Solanke did actually get an assist away to City, so I don't think it's a terrible fixture. Obviously, Watkins and Brentford. I think Brentford are very targetable this year, and that is his former club. He has a great historical record. He could even be a captaincy option into. But in this setup, I don't actually have the plan to go for Arsenal picks in Game Week 2 because if I'm not free hitting here, I can't really maximize them. So anybody I am going to from Arsenal, I'm just going to lose out anyways because I won't be able to target enough Arsenal in this team to be able to maximize from those transfers. So I would prefer to roll. This is obviously where you can see the Everton fixture is still great at the moment. I'm playing the triple Everton again. And obviously Nico Williams and Wan-Bissaka come to the bench in this setup. Anderson on the bench as well. So we roll to 3. Still no transfers. Rolling again, most likely in this week. Jose Sa comes in for that keeper rotation. Got Colwill, Konza, Nico Williams. Defense looks really great this week. And then you obviously still playing the Everton assets in midfield. Rodgers, Watkins, you can see the fixture's still good. Palace at home. Palmer, Fulham, and then Haaland gets the armband away to Brighton, where he has a very good historical record. And I think it's a pretty solid team in 3. If we roll to 4 now, Leno, Leeds at home. This is actually a free hit team, so I would free hit in 4. Why? I don't have Mo Salah. He's not part of my captaincy plan, but also there's a lot of teams that I'm not invested on that have great fixtures in 4. Not to mention, I probably don't have the best captain in 4. So free hit in 4 works really well for my premium structure. What's my premium structure? Game week 1, think about it. Palmer, Watkins, Haaland. Those are my premiums in game week 1. So I don't have the cap in 4. And this is a potential way where I can get that captaincy in game week 4 and also maximize my investment on a lot of teams who have really good fixtures, like the likes of Crystal Palace, Newcastle, and Fulham all have promoted sides in game week 4. So yeah, it's a really, really strong team, a really strong free hit. Anyways, we roll to 5 now. Fixtures looking really good. 3 promoted team fixtures in game week 5 in my defense. And if you look, I have used 1 free transfer. This is where I sold Dwight McNeil, and I've gone to John Arias from Wolves. Should be on a few set pieces. He's the Cunha replacement. I think he had 16 GA for Fluminense, whatever team he was playing for before. He's a really good pick, and Wolves have great fixtures, 5 onwards. So this is why I've gone for Arias here. He comes in. Look at that midfield. That midfield is sexy. Arias, Anderson, Rodgers, Palmer, Solanke, Watkins, Haaland. Obviously, Haaland doesn't have a great fixture, but I'm not selling him in game week 5. Why? Because if we peel to game week 6, this is where he has Burnley, right? Most people who don't start with Haaland are going to want to get to Haaland probably by a free hit 6, maybe do an early wild card, or just get him in with free transfers. So I've already got him, and this is why I like this strategy, because I feel like my captaincy pathway is quite strong. So I've got Areola, Colwill, Williams, O'Brien, really great fixtures in DA, Elliot Anderson, Rodgers, Palmer, Solanke, Watkins, and Haaland, and a few players on the bench as well. Really solid team. And guys, look at my bank. I've actually got 1.5 million in the bank. So if you like this kind of setup, there's also money and room to change things. Maybe you want to upgrade Williams to a Milenkovic or a Marilla. You want to go to Cucurella. There's a little bit of wiggle room that you can do in this draft. But obviously, just remember that I have dropped McNeil down to Arias to get that 0.5. So if we peel to 7, now this is where Arsenal fixtures start to get a little bit better. And this is why I have gone for Gabriel. So the move I've done in this, I believe, is... let me just have a look. Summary. So I've gone Wan-Bissaka to Gabriel here. Obviously, this is when you want to access Arsenal's great fixtures. Defense looks great. Midfield looks solid. And Watkins has the current cap. That front line in 7, by the way, is amazing. Leeds, Burnley, and Brentford. Oh, that is very solid. So yeah, I've got 3 transfers here. Plenty of transfers. And the transfers you're going to see are starting to being used. This is where I changed my premium setup here. If I was going for this bench boost team, sell Haaland in 8 and pick up Mo Salah for Man United. Because why? I don't think I have a better captain or can find a better captain in 8 than Mo Salah at home to Man United. So this is why I've gone for Mo. I've brought in Strand Larson in the Haaland spot. Just done a little switcheroo. Used 2 free transfers there. And obviously, Arsenal have Fulham away. So I haven't fully put myself into the Arsenal investment boat just yet. I'm holding off. Instead, I've gone and switched my premium structure, kind of gearing up to go for an Arsenal, Salah, and Palmer premium setup. And when we peel to the next week, you'll see that I've actually gone for Victor Gyökeres in my striker spot. I've gone there from Ollie Watkins straight up because Watkins' fixtures, they're now starting to decline a little bit, and Gyökeres, the fixtures for Arsenal are starting to increase a bit. So I've got Arsenal, I've got Chelsea, and I've got the main man Mo Salah. This team looks absolutely stacked, and I've still got 2 free transfers in the bank. My bench is solid. Even look, I'm benching Areola Leeds away. Now that's not ideal, but not everything can be ideal, right? I've got 15 strong players. I've got a good premium setup from game weeks 1 to 7, shifted it in 8 to pick up Mo Salah, and also Brentford's a great fixture for Mo as well. So you can kind of see how I'm really rotating this team. In game week 11 now, did we go past that? Yeah, sorry, we went past 10. So 10, sorry. This is where Arsenal fixtures still are very, very steady. Palmer, Tottenham away is decent, and the defense rotates really well as well. Obviously, you can probably play Areola if you want to, but I've got Jose Sa in at the moment anyways. And this is where I've made a few other transfers. I've gone Strand Larsen to Raul. So Strand Larsen came in for a few weeks for good fixtures, and Solanke has left for John Philippe Mateta. And that front line looks absolutely solid. Really, really good. Midfield looks strong. And my premium setup looks really strong as well. Defense is great too. 2 promoted side fixtures and Man United at home for Nottingham Forest. So it's just a great setup. And then coming into game week 11 now, this is where we have an even better defense. Look at that defense. Areola, Colwill, Gabriel, and Williams with Burnley, Wolves, Sunderland, and Leeds. It's just incredible, those fixtures. And this is why, you know, if you're looking for an alternate week to bench boost, I think bench boost 11, if you can get there with a good solid 13-14 and then use a few free transfers here and there, could be really, really powerful. But this team rotates really well. Man City away for Salah, I'm not worried about that. He's got a good historical record against them. Mateta, Gyökeres, and Raul as my front line. And then obviously coming into 12, this team still looks great. I've got a great premium structure and the front line looks excellent too. So this is kind of what I'm building. And then obviously, 13, this is where I hit the wild card and kind of go to that Haaland Salah strategy, right? This is the kind of team that I would look to build and how I would look to rotate things in my current setup. Now, obviously, if you have Mo Salah and you're going for a Salah bench boost in game week 1, then maybe your free hit would be in 6 to pick up Erling Haaland, for example. And maybe your premium strategy would be to get Gyökeres, Salah, and Palmer by 8. So I'm just showing you the teams you need to target because prices will change. You probably won't be able to get to this exact draft by the time, but you can probably get to something close to this by 12, 11, 10. When you want to make those a lot of transfers like me, you can probably get to that by planning well. So just make sure you hop on FPL.team, plan your team, and look, just final words on the bench boost. I think it's a very viable strategy, but you need to plan ahead because you're going to have to be carrying a full 15 bench until when you wildcard. I don't really like the early wildcard windows. I like wildcard 13 a lot. So you need to maximize your 15 if you're going for a bench boost game week 1. Maximize your 15 up until game week 12, which I don't think is a bad strategy. So I'm going to think on it. I'll probably go for a draft something like this if I am going to bench boost in game week 1. And yeah, let me know what you thought about this plan in the comment section. What do you think about wildcard 13, bench boost 1? What is your current chip strategy? Let me know. Peace.